Chillin with the Pool. I'm your host with the most, Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme, alongside my enigmatic co-host, Mr. Adam Warlock. Greetings, fellow YouTubers. What is up we are back up here in the his house, or ours house, I think. Dude, what happened there? You had it, then you lost it. What happened there? I couldn't understand if it was the his house, but seeing as though there's two of us, I figured it goes the ours house. Yeah, ours isn't really urban vernacular. It's just regular plural. Okay then, lesson learned for next time. Okay, moving on. Now I know this episode. Now for a few quick updates. I know that this episode was supposed to have been out the 25th, but let's just say life and work got in the way. So now I've ended up pushing the date back to today. So thankfully, we'll be just kickstarting the episode as per usual today. Now anyway. Today we'll be diving back into the depths of the Spider-Verse for something that is very special to me. And then, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you, ta-da! Yup, Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, The Venom Experiment. Now, fun fact about this episode, about this book, I've actually had this book in my Amazon wish list for almost 2 years, but never actually bought it because the price was just too high. But thankfully, the price was actually at $50, but that was not the funniest part. This book was actually originally, when I first laid eyes on this book was at $100. I'm like, $100 for this particular book. It better be a pretty damn good book if they had if you charge it that much. Then I waited until it went down to $50, and then I finally ended up getting it when I was at the right price that I could buy it at, and that was basically $35. Yup, the perfect spending price. That's right, I waited out the pricing, and I finally got it to add to my Renew Your Vows collection. So, without further ado, let's jump right into the book and get started, shall we? Of course, this is one of my favorites. Also, just for a fun fact, this Spinner Red happens to be one of my favorite variants of Mary Jane with superpowers. It just, now I know that some people are saying, oh, we don't like Mary Jane with superpowers and everything. Yeah, but this one, they actually managed to do it organically and right. So, yeah. So, say what you will, but this version still takes the cake. Okay, so we basically start off at the Brooklyn docks. Banshee, one of the X-Men, is basically running from a certain foe. And of course, that foe was none other than the notorious Magneto. Yep, that's right. Him and his brotherhood of evil mutants are now descended upon Banshee. Yep, and it seems as though this reality has a few new additions to it. And believe it or not, this one, the lady right here with the helmet is called Mistress. I mean, seriously, couldn't they just call her Mist and then hyphen and Tress? I mean, because it's like, to hyphen it and it plays on the word. Also, what is seriously was with this guy here? There's definitely not Toad. This looks more like a gorilla. Like, seriously, like a half gorilla. And Blob here almost looks just like a caveman. I mean, I know he's a fat guy, but come on, man. It looks like he's supposed to be civilized, not look like a half-hungry gorilla. Yeah. Anyway, we now join. Oh, also on a side note, I just love the artwork here in Renew Your Vows. It looks so clean and so smooth. It almost looks like it was animated by the CGI, the same kind that was used by either Green Lantern, the animated series, or Star Wars, the Clone Wars. I mean, it just gets that feel to it. So crisp, so clean, so smooth, even. I mean, the expressions are a little bit all over the place, but at least it's not as ugly as something like from John Romita Jr.'s art. I mean, seriously, that guy's art was ugly. I mean, no disrespect to him or his father, but let's just say, dude, you could do better. So anyway, you're probably wondering, why are you showing us this nice profile of Renew Your Vows Peter Parker? Well, see, this is why. As it turns out, Peter's been thrown a surprise party by his wife, daughter, and family. Hell, even Pricklepuss J. Jonah Jameson seems to have joined in. So, as much as I really dislike the guy, like I dislike Flash Thompson, I have to admit that he does have his moments. So, I just want to be fair to him. I hate the character. I hate J. Jonah Jameson as a character like I do with Flash Thompson, but but I will not deny they do have their moments, which makes them flawed, if not characters, which are actually kind of fun to follow. So, and Peter says to Mary Jane, "I'm going to strangle you." Yeah, he says that to his wife in front of a dozen witnesses. You believe that is definitely funny. Go ahead. It's just worth it to see the expression. Are you surprised, Daddy? Yep. And of course, for those of you who don't know, this little redheaded scamp is actually their daughter, Annie Mae Parker. Annie for short. She's just as feisty and spirited as her mother. Definitely looks like her, but also she doesn't inherit her father's powers. Yep. Now, Wolverine may say that's a mutant, or maybe like a mutate, but if she has powers right from birth and the get-go, she's definitely a mutant. If she gains them later on in life subconsciously, then she's a mutate. I don't know about you guys, but that seems to always been the easiest way for me to determine how people are identified, either mutates or mutants. You can definitely see why. Anyway, Peter says, "Not exactly, sweetheart. Being Spider-Man for so many years, I'm always on my toes." Daddy doesn't get surprised, Annie. He just gets embarrassed, which is much better. When I strangle you, you'll be surprised. And if I was there, I'd be saying, "Whoa, Peter, save some here. Whoa, Peter, you gotta at least save something for the honeymoon. If you know, save something for the bedroom. Am I right?" I mean, come on. For those of you who know, you know. Yeah, don't party too late, Parker. The news never sleeps, and neither should you. Yup, let the man enjoy himself, Jonah. Happy birthday, Pete. Sorry about Jermaine, my sister has the flu. The sweaters are all half off. Java Cafe. Still playing football? No, actually. I just wish our aunts could see us. Yeah. Remember how hard Anna and May worked to get us together? Yeah. That's pretty much why they named their kid Annie Mae, because it was basically the combination of their aunts' names. Now, I think Anna is pretty much the exact. I think Anna was kind of like, let's see, how do I think? Oh yeah, my favorite version of Aunt Anna was basically the one from Spider-Man, the 1994 animated series. I don't know, it's just, I know that she was kind of a prick to Peter and everything because of his constant disappearing acts, but I don't know, I think this just gave her a bit more personality. I mean, she just seemed a bit, like a flat NPC, happy-go-lucky type character sort of way. I mean, and it's fine for some people, don't get me wrong, more power to you, I mean, but I just prefer those that actually, but for those like NPCs, I prefer those that have a bit more, bite to them. But anyway, I am just glad to say. Oh look, Boxroot says hi, and that's good to see you all here. Always with us. Yep. What's this one? Vegan vanilla, soy strawberry, coconut milk cream pie. Huh. Honey sweetened flourless chocolate pie. Okay, I'm definitely not going to read this because this is way too vegan and too hipster even for me. And she's like, "You got any normal flavors?" Yeah. People say nice things about my carob cream huff made with 100% cane juice. You can tell that many of these people here are either vegan, vegetarian, or what have you. Alright, Annie. Wait till she sees her allergen-free birthday cake. Yum. It's like, your daughter is a charming child, Peter. Professor! And that's when they're greeted by, dun dun dun, Professor Charles Xavier. Forgive me for crashing your party. Annie is in fact the reason why I'm here. I would like you all to visit my school tomorrow. I have a proposal you'll very much want to hear. And of course, you know that wherever Charles Xavier goes, the X-Men are bound to follow. Good morning, Mary Jane, Peter, and of course Annie. Welcome to the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters. Mom, Dad, I think that bald man down there is talking in my head. He's talking in my head. Spoken like a true 8-year-old. For those of you who are unaware or who have been living under a rock, the guy floating up here is Warren. The redhead right here in the yellow suit is Jean Grey. This hunched over guy you see in the background is Wolverine. And of course, this striking bluish silver crystalline form is Iceman, who was one of the original X-Men. Oh, and this also here is Rogue. And you can see Colossus and a few other mutants in the background. It's called telepathy, Spiderling. One of many special talents nature has granted to the teachers and students at my school, much like your own spider powers. I get my powers from Daddy. Did you get yours from your daddy? Not exactly. I'm what some people would call a mutant, as many of us, if not all of our students here. But I think you'll find you and they have a great deal in common nonetheless. Of course, this guy is Spider-Man. You already know Jean Grey and Wolverine. Sure. Hey, guys. Bub. Hello, Peter. Spinneret, Jean and her husband Wolverine are co-directors of education here at the school. Hi. Yeah, apparently this is also the one where Wolverine also was simping for Jean Grey, and I know that many of you have been if you, excuse me, out there have been, kind of shipping it, but to me, I would have preferred if Aurora Monroe was in Jean Grey's place here, and they had their daughter Kendall, aka a Torrent from the Age of Apocalypse reality, or maybe it was the whole Legion timeline, I think. But anyway, look, it's But anyway, more power to them. But I would have just preferred that Logan with Aurora at least. I mean, my main Logan ship is definitely with Mariko Yashida, just because he has the whole samurai vibe going for him. And I think Jean would be better off with either with James Rhodes or just Scott. I mean, just because the book's been playing their dynamic up for so many years. I mean, seriously, they've practically been shoving it in our faces at the time. But I digress. It's okay to be nervous, even for someone who spent years around costume folk. A place like this can be pretty overwhelming. And of course, this young scamp is their daughter, Kate. Shine! Or, as we sometimes call her, Shine. Looks like you made a friend there, kiddo. Indeed. Why don't I have one of our teaching assistants take Spiderling and Kate on a tour while we grown-ups have a talk? Jubilee? Yeah, whatever you say, Professor. Come on, kids. Now, of course, what they do with Jubilee over here, I'm not going to spoil it for anything later on, but you can tell that that Jubilee they've been definitely working with Jubilee is one of the more underrated mutants, especially since she got her time in X-Men, the animated series in the 90s. Wow, holding hands. Kate's really taking a shine to you, Spiderling. Little kids like me. Mom says I'm going to be a natural babysitter. Hey, you think her mom and dad would let me babysit Kate sometime? If things work out, my guess you'll spend lots of time together. What do you think? What do you mean, if things work out? Professor Xavier wants your parents to send you to school here, but I already have a school. School! Oh, and look at that. You can see in the background, there's Nightcrawler. An ordinary school, full of ordinary kids. My friends aren't ordinary. I'm friends with Stephanie Kim. She's the toughest kid in my school, and she likes me. Well, that's definitely one. Well, you can definitely tell that's like prison. Does she know you're different? No. Maybe she wouldn't like you if she did. Ordinary people are scared of kids with powers. Professor Xavier has worked for years to change their minds. So far, nothing's changed. Yeah, until things do change, someday soon. This school is the best place for kids like you and Shine. No, it isn't true. Stephanie's my friend. She couldn't. Spider sense. Spider. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You see, another funny thing about Spiderling is that she not only has spider sense like her father, she has like a precognition, she is a somewhat precog. Her spider sense allows her to see a few minutes ahead into the future when danger is literally about to strike. I know, pretty interesting, isn't it? Elsewhere. No, any in a private school for special kids. That's exactly what we don't want. Okay, that one. Okay, the thing right here with her mouth. I mean, that just freaks me out. Like, really, Arcel could have literally done it a little better. Let's hear the professor out, honey. He does make a good point. We live in a complicated world, Mary Jane. This school could be a haven for a child like Annie, a place where she can grow and develop among others who share her unique heritage. Annie isn't a mutant. She's a kid with superpowers. For some folks, that's the textbook definition of a mutant. So far you've kept your kids' powers hidden a secret. How do you think the world's gonna react once people figure out the web slinger's got a spiderling? You see a sweet kid, apple of your eye, they'll see a freak. I'm a mother too. I know how you feel. We're working every day to change the way the world sees us. But until that change comes, this school is a safe space. Okay, that's getting a little bit PC for the era it was coming out 2015, but still. She sympathizes with Jean. Jean's a mother too. They could be right, MJ. We have to protect her. How? By locking her up? Shutting her away from her friends and family? From us? Yup. Definitely red-headed behavior. My daughter deserves a normal life. You can't give that to her. I can. Honey! Your instinct to calm and comfort her is commendable, Peter. It is not, however, what she needs. What she needs is space and time to reflect, and so do you. So I may say, do we all. Alright, we'll be right back for this important message. And we're back. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Just had to turn off the air conditioning to make sure this room was nice and lit. I mean, nice and cool. Are you sure you can? Meanwhile, are you sure you can walk? I can get someone to help. I'm okay. Honest, it's just my spider sense. Sometimes it gets weird. Weird how? I see things that haven't happened yet. Premonitions? Do your mom and dad know about this? No. They get worried about stuff like this. I don't want to freak them out. Freak! Oh, look, in the background is Beast. Kid, you have to tell them. I know, it just... oh, my stars and garters. And here comes the Beast. Jubilee, what is the cause of this calamity? Why is your young friend in such distress? She's having some kind of vision, Beast. Look out, look out, look out! Oh, and unfortunately, this world's Beast has unfortunately been zapped and or annihilated by none other than the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, sworn enemies of the X-Men. I'm sorry you had to see that, children. My war is not with you. You represent the very future I am trying to save. Someday, you'll come to appreciate what I've done and will do. Not I expect today. Mistress. I'm gonna for pronunciation's sake, I'm just gonna call her Mist-Tress because it's literally just a play on, and it's Mistress. I'm just gonna call her Mistress. Be gentle. Nighty night, darlings. Sweet dreams. And apparently, she can produce knockout gas and all sorts of it. Back at the mansion, remarkable group of kids, aren't they? Oh, yeah, sure. They seem great. Sometimes I imagine what their lives might be like if it weren't for Charles's school. The ones who could pass for normal, I mean. Having to hide that part of themselves that makes them so unique. Feeling apart and alone, surrounded by people who'd view them as other if they know the truth. You're Cyclops, right? Scott Summers, actually. I teach ethics in mutant-human relations. Did Professor Xavier send you to convince me that this place was right for my daughter? I do think our school would be good for her, but I haven't been the professor's errand boy for quite some time. Really? Everyone else treats him like, well, God. Charles is a powerful mutant, but he's also human. It's his human tendency to overestimate his good intentions that I find to be a flaw. Take the way he and the Avengers handled the Superhuman Registration Act a few years ago. Oh, this is where he references what Civil War was like. Yep, back then, Marvel's Civil War didn't exist in this timeline, and thank God of it, because I honestly cannot stand that story. Heroes fighting heroes, it'd be a lot better if villains were fighting villains, because, you don't have to root for either side of them. They're just, they both suck, and both sides of villains would suck, and you don't have to root for either of them. The what? A proposed law, an international treaty. It would have required registration and public identification of all superpowered individuals. I've never heard of anything like that before. Thankfully, she does not know. But all of the readers who unfortunately have read it, well, you definitely know. No, because Charles, as self-appointed representative of mutant kind, and the Avengers, on behalf of all superheroes, proposed an alternative the world's government accepted. Self-policing of mutant and superpowered communities. That's why Charles contacted you and your family, not just as a teacher looking out for a potential student, but also as a policeman for mutant kind. That's terrible. Not as terrible, Charles assured us, as the alternative. He claims the Registration Act might have led to civil war. See, that's what he's hinting at. He's just definitely what he's hinting at. We will never really know. All I know is that the fallout of Charles' decision cost me the woman I love. It also killed my blind faith in the man called Professor X. I fear I have made a poor impression on your wife, Peter. May I suggest you and your family discuss this offer in my offer at home? There's no need to make a decision now. The professor is right. Just because something works for us doesn't mean it works for you or any. Yeah, I know. But I had a rotten time in school myself. I never felt like I belonged, even before my spider powers. If any feels anything like how I did, then my spider sense is going crazy. Genie, what the hell, huh? Cerebro, Gene. Yep, just like a reference to the 19th Universe movie series. Logan, we gotta. What's happening? Where am I? You're in a secure vault that houses friend Xavier's most potent tool in his campaign to control the fate of mutant kind, child. Behold Cerebro. Through this device, used to enhance his own telepathic abilities, Charles exerts a subtle influence on those like you and I represent the future of human evolution. How does he do it, you ask? Uh, Not by any means so blunt as mind control, of course, though he could, with ease, impose his will on all of us through this device. But no, Charles has forsworn direct action. He prefers a more subtle, sustained, and ultimately ineffective approach to the human mutant question. What question? Question! The only question that matters, girl. Who will survive? This look right here of Magneto, just looking right here, is looking all sinister and dramatic. Yes, artwork on point. Stop it! Can't you see you're scaring her? Jubilee, you're okay. I was worried they hurt you, like they hurt that big hairy guy. Hey, you. Hurt her? My dear innocent child, why would I strike the viper in my enemy's bosom? Jubilee? What is he? I mean, your friend Jubilee is my secret ally. Thanks to her clearing the path and stealing the access code, I now control Cerebro. And as I told you, he who controls Cerebro controls the future. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes part 1 of our Think multi-part coverage on Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, the Venom Experiment, or as I like to call it, School Days. Yep. So yeah, I know that this is a very mildly short episode, but we will be covering this issue by issue, so that way no one feels too overwhelmed. And that way it feels like, they're individualized serialized episodes. So, and I'm glad that you all could join us today on this episode of Chillin with the Pool. Be sure to tune in next time when we continue our New Year Vows coverage. Until then, I'm Pirate Master Deadpool Supreme. And of course, I am Adam Warlock, and we thank you again for joining us. Your support means everything. Before we conclude this episode, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're able to, and if optional, ring the bell for any notifications I may post on this channel. And you can also go to my channel and find other social media places where you can undoubtedly find me. Great use of self-promotion, if not self-awareness, Adam. But anyway, until next time, I'm Pirate Master Chillin with the Pool. Until next time, true believers, Excelsior!